and welcome to this special broadcast of Focus On with myself, Balisa Mufekeng. As you can see, we are at Empress Palace where the 9th edition of the Leading Women Summit is taking place, and I can definitely tell you that it has been an exciting event so far, and we have been listening in on some of the panel discussions that have been taking place from women from all walks of life. I'm talking politicians, women in aviation, women in business, and women in the creative industry. I cannot help but to be inspired. Zandile, thank you so much for your time. Maybe just to kick us off, tell us who you are, which company you work for, and why did you specifically choose to partner with this year's Leading Women Summit?
Hi, I am Zandile Dlamini. I am part of the Hollywood Group. I am a legal and compliance manager at the Hollywood Group. And why, as Hollywood Group, we decided to partner with this auspicious event? I mean, it's centered around women. It's what we embark on as a company. I think many people do not know behind Hollywoodbets, there's 60% of the, my apologies, 60% of those team members are made up of women in leadership, like myself. So I think for us, it just made a lot more sense having the foundation behind us as well, the Hollywood Foundation, having a few other companies that obviously we are associated with.
So what message do you hope to drive home at this year's Leading Women Summit, especially to the women that are in attendance today?
Message that I wish to drive home. I think what I'm learning from all the panels is that failure, it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. You know, you will make it again. You know, resilience, you know, having watched Natasha's discussion now, I mean, that was also empowering. Having listened to Ama, like all of these points are just so relevant to what we deal with, because once we fail, we don't know how to get out of it. We always think that, you know, the next person is going to do better than. I actually put up a quote just now on my WhatsApp status, you know, on what she says, that I cannot be worried about somebody who's been doing it 5 days versus me who's doing it from day one. You know, I always have to look at myself and believe in myself no matter what.
So Zandile, you did mention that 60% of your workforce at Hollywoodbets is women. I'm interested to know as to what measures do you have in place to equip the women that you work with, and what measures do you have in place to support them and ensure that they have a voice?
Hollywoodbets, being a premier sports betting company, one of the bigger ones in South Africa. I mean, when we hear sports betting, we hear males, we're thinking, what are females doing here? I myself, you know, would have started and thought to myself, what do I know about betting? But the company itself has a lot of training. They provide internal training. We've got a company called Star Factory that equips and, you know, develops us in, you know, attending learnerships, as well as obviously assisting us with whatever bursaries we need, obviously to better equip ourselves in the tasks that are before us. We've got, you know, women that have started as betting clerks, right up to moving to area managers, and now holding positions as financial managers. I myself started as a legal advisor. I joined the company in 2020 as a legal advisor. I'm now sitting as a legal manager. So I mean, those are stories that, you know, don't go unnoticed. Yeah.
So we here obviously to advance the female agenda. Why do you think it's important to celebrate women on such a tremendous platform?
Women are a big factor in anything, from being mothers to being big deals in business now. I think it's very important to what we give back in society as a woman. It's not just our nurturing nature, but it's just also, you know, the ability that we have, you know, staying organized. Women are the most, I always say this to my team, that if you want anybody to do it and do it consistently, it is a woman. You know, let's be honest, men can do it, but we do it better, you know. So I think to celebrate women and just to remind us that we don't always have to be in our heels. We can do it on our sneakers, you know, and be comfortable, and just celebrate ourselves as a whole, and just remind ourselves that it's not the end of the road. If you haven't achieved it, as I said before, you know, you're still going to get there. I think more than anything, seeing other powerful women, it helps us. It encourages me going back to work and saying, I want to be there. And you know what I've been saying to myself when I'm sitting there? I'm reading the magazine and the issue that we have in front of us, and I'm saying, I can't wait to tell my story. I have a story to tell. Every woman has a story to tell. Even with the women that are doing the spotlights, I'm watching them tell their stories, and everybody's sitting at the table and thinking, yo, I haven't done enough. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you do have a story. It's just that once you put it together and start looking back, you're actually going to realize where you're at now. The fact that you are sitting here today among so many powerful women tells us that you do already have a story.
And just lastly, before I let you go, what message do you have to a young girl who's sitting in the township right now, wherever, and that aspires to be where you are today?
I've always dreamt of this question, and now it is happening. I always said that if I given an opportunity to speak to young girls, I'd always say, do not give up. I was the shyest young lady in school, could not stand to do an oral for, a day in a life. I was so scared of public speaking. And God, honestly, it has to be God. He led me to a platform where I'm now in front of a camera speaking to a beautiful young lady like you, and seeing myself doing this, it just shows that you cannot give up on yourself. I was a nerd, I never saw myself doing this, and I'm in the legal field. I never thought that I'd be, standing in front of cameras. So, the sky is the limit. That's it. The sky is the limit. You cannot limit yourself, and you cannot think that because now I've studied law, I'm a lawyer, and that's it. No, there's so many barriers that you're gonna face, and there's so many things that you're gonna obviously accomplish along that way. But your qualification, what you're studying in varsity, could be leading you to something greater. You could be the next Natasha, Miss Africa. Yes, you may not have thought it, but it's going to lead you to where you're going. It's bigger than just the pageant and looking beautiful, as she said. It's a big task, So I think a young lady, just push yourself. The sky is the limit, and never give up.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Zandile. That was great.